What is up, guys? Welcome back to part 2 of my teardrop build. I know I've been calling it a teardrop, and if I do, it's actually not a teardrop. It's a square drop because it'll have a square frame. A square body to it. But yeah, what I did off camera so far is I cut these. This is the tongue portion right here. I ended up having to cut these at a 35-degree angle. It took me forever to try to do the math or whatever to try to get the angle correct. There's a tiny little gap, so it's not perfect, but I have these guys right here. This bar, I'm gonna make a gusset that'll go from here to here to tighten that all together, and then I'm gonna put a gusset right here that'll tie that together, and the tongue will sit up there. Then that should tie all this together, so it should be more than enough support for what I'm doing. And this tongue here, I had this off an old tractor that I have. It's like an old mower thing, and it's the perfect size. I just have it, the coupler will slide into that at the end over there, and that will be either a lock and roll hitch that I will make, or it will be a standard ball hitch. That is yet to be determined. So what I'm gonna do now is I bought those two pieces there at a scrapyard. So those will be the cross members that the camper body will sit on. That cross member right there will go somewhere right here wherever I decide to put the tongue, and that will attach to the end of this. I'm not gonna cut all this crap off because I could probably use it to tie something together eventually, or I don't know. I'm just gonna keep that on for now. It's also up there too. I'm just gonna leave that there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna level out this center bar where the tongue is gonna be. I'm gonna level it, square it off, make sure it's all straight, tack it into place. Then after that, I am going to line up and center these two members for the tongue, and then weld out together. After that's welded, I'm going to cut those and weld them in place to where the camper will be. One also thing that I measured, apparently the frame is not perfectly square. It's a tiny bit off because the measurement up to around right here is the same, and at the back it's a tiny bit off. It's a little bit off, so I mean I can live with it. It's not a big deal, and that doesn't affect the axle because I already measured all that out. So I don't know where the confusion was or the mistake was, but so far it's not that bad. Like I said, this is my first time making a trailer, so I am not a professional, so I'm learning as I go. Alrighty, stay tuned. Alrighty, so the tongue is welded. Sorry, every time I try to record out here, this damn wind kicks up, but here's the tongue. You saw me measuring it out from here to there and trying to square it all up. I got it as close as I could. It looks pretty good. I went over it a couple of times. So I just attached it there. There's gonna be gussets from there to there. Also from here, gussets to here to there. The tongue, this beam right here was a little bit longer, so I'm gonna have to trim that or figure something out there. But the tongue is pretty centered. I gotta clean up these welds because it started, the wind started to kick up right there, so the gas was just messing everything up. I mean, the wind was. These are all the welds. Like I said, there's gonna be a gusset right here on the other side, and then right here. I'm gonna gusset it basically everywhere that I can to make sure that it is as strong as possible. What I'm gonna do next is start putting the cross members. There's gonna be one cross member that's gonna run around here, like that, attached to the other side. And then I'm gonna try to see if I can flip the trailer over somehow. It's really heavy. It's really overbuilt. It's not gonna be one of them light little square drops ones, but it'll do what I want it to do. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is, like I said, I'm gonna try to cut and weld that cross member now if the wind lets me, and then try to put at least one of those to where the camper's gonna end, and then the back one, I'm not sure where it's gonna be placed. So that's what I'm gonna do now. But yeah, so far it's so good. So this is how I lifted the camper body onto the trailer. What I'm using here is a jig that I had made before. I used it to lift engines and stuff like that around the house whenever I need it. But here it came in handy since this was a 2-person job or even a 4-person job, but there was nobody here. What I had to do was lift it up from the front first, drop it on the trailer, and then lift it from the back. And as you can see here, I'm just adjusting it. The support beams are not welded, so they would slide and I would just have to repositioning them. But eventually I got it on the trailer using this method, and it all worked out at the end. Alrighty guys, so the trailer is almost done. I finished welding it all up off camera. I added this support beam just to give a little bit more strength and stability to the tongue there. Right here in the front, I'm gonna add a receiver. That way I could either put a spare tire or a bike mount, etc., whatever I want to use. I strengthened the tongue there, I welded it there. Finished welding those gussets up. I gusseted the bottom there. What I have to do is gusset this corners here. I gotta grind this down, gusset the 2 sides on this and the other side, and the tongue should be pretty sturdy. You guys saw me put this body on there. It was a little heavy for 1 person, but I was still able to do it. But yeah, it's a little taller than I thought. I say it's about 7 feet up. Yeah, around 7 feet up from the floor to the top of the camper. I was originally gonna have this guy sit flush with this frame, but since it is taller than I thought, I just went down, so I gained around 1 inch or 2. But yeah, and then right here where the door is gonna come is around 3 feet from the ground. So it is gonna be a little tall, so I'm gonna have to design or build some sort of little step to step up while we're camping. So this is what it looks like from the back here. It's starting to take shape. What I'm gonna do is right here, come flush down and make like a little compartment on both sides, either for fishing poles or rods, etc., whatever. I may even add little doors on the corners. But this is what it looks like inside right now. The door did go a little bit down because I went down, so I like the look of it. But yeah, here it is. What I have to do now is, first off, before I attach it to the frame, I have to undo all these rivets and lift up this floor. I want to see what type of insulation, or if there even is any insulation, to remove it, clean it up, wash it all out, and then install like one of that foam insulation, the more modern one. And then after that, I am going to gut the whole camper once it's attached. I may keep these walls, but for the bottom parts there, the top, I'm either gonna get birch plywood, or I have sheets of aluminum composite that I have there, but I don't know if I'll have enough after I build all the front kitchen and stuff. But if I don't have enough, I'll just use wood inside. I doubt I'll get any water in here. It's just everything's sealed off, so I doubt the thing warping will ever be the wood warping won't ever be an issue. But yeah, here's the door here. I like this little door because I could use this as a shelf if I put little strings. There was a bug net there. I'm gonna put it back up. But yeah, this will be the door to access while we're camping in and out. I figured out a way to put a little latch on here, so I could even use this as an entry door if I want to. But we'll see. That's gonna be a shelf. It's a soft shelf that we picked up for $1. I'm gonna use that guy. Either it'll be mounted right here at the door somewhere. But yeah, what I gotta do next is build the fenders, wire the trailer lights, buy the trailer lights, and seal off all these corners. That way it looks more flush. Here's the bottom of the frame. There's the axle there. I have to wire the brakes up too. I have all that stuff already, so I just have to do it. You can see the cross member. I may add another cross member in the middle if I can find like another similar piece of steel. But if not, I think it'll be all right. This camper's pretty sturdy, so I don't think it'll be bending anytime. I gotta remove all this. That's for that table that I'm not keeping. I want to reuse the wood, but I'm not keeping the table. Then I have to build out the front box here. That's where the kitchen and stuff will be. All their electrics, and then there'll be a storage box here in the front. But yeah, after that, I have to remove all this stuff up here, remove that cage, and then I'm gonna eventually sand all this down and primer it, get it down to bare aluminum, primer it, and I'm gonna either Raptor line it. Well, I am gonna Raptor line it, but that'll be eventually. I want to get it ready to camp as soon as possible, just to try it out. But yeah, guys, this is it so far. If you guys like what you guys see right so far, stay tuned. There'll be more progress. Hopefully next time I upload a video, I will wire all the lights, and then I'll have the correct tires on it with fenders. But yeah, stay tuned. Thanks, you guys. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.